To verify if sample matrices are compatible with test kit, it is recommended that you first conduct a spike recovery procedure. This procedure creates a control sample intentionally contaminated with your target allergen at the minimum threshold you require. The goal for the spike is to make a 1:20 dilution based upon your own specific minimum threshold. For this demonstration, our threshold will be 2 parts per million of coconut protein in both liquid and non-liquid sample matrices. Using pipette, transfer 950 microliters of liquid sample product to tube. Repeat with second tube. To create our 2 ppm spiked sample positive control, we'll add 50 microliters of a 40 ppm spike solution to 1 tube, resulting in a 1:20 dilution. We now have our 2 ppm minimum threshold spike to run on our assay. Mix very well. It is also recommended that 50 microliters of buffer be added to the negative control sample to make an accurate comparison with the positive control. For non-liquid sample spiking, add approximately 0.95 grams of dry sample product to microcentrifuge tube. Repeat with second tube. As in the liquid example, to prepare our spiked sample positive control, we'll add 50 microliters of our 40 ppm spiked solution to 1 tube, resulting in a 1:20 dilution. We now have our 2 ppm spiked non-liquid sample to run on our assay. And as in the liquid example, it is also recommended that 50 microliters of buffer be added to the negative control to make an accurate comparison with the positive control. We'll now transfer our positive control to a 15 ml tube and add 9 ml of extraction buffer. Mix well for 2 to 3 minutes. Now transfer approximately 1 ml of extracted sample from the 15 ml tube to pre-marked microcentrifuge tube and centrifuge for 10 to 15 seconds to pellet particulates. Or alternatively, allow to set for 1 to 5 minutes until upper layer is free of particulates. Before running spike recovery assay, please refer to instruction manual for product-specific updates and measurements. Please be sure buffer and LFD strips are at room temperature prior to running test. With our non-liquid samples already diluted, mixed, extracted, and centrifuged, we'll now prepare our liquid samples. Using pipette, we'll transfer 900 microliters or 0.9 ml of extraction buffer to pre-marked microcentrifuge tubes. Then, with fresh pipette tip, we'll transfer 100 microliters or 0.1 ml of our well-mixed, spiked liquid sample to corresponding negative and positive tubes. Mix well. With fresh pipette tips, extract 100 microliters of solution from each tube, placing positive and negative spiked sample mix onto each corresponding LFD strip. Activate 10-minute timer. Sample should start migrating up strips. For positive samples, the test line should appear within 5 minutes. It is recommended to wait 11 minutes to confirm both negative and positive results. As demonstrated, we have successfully validated the LFDs and matrices with both positive and negative coconut spikes in both liquid and non-liquid samples. Most of Elution Technologies' LFDs have a fail-safe component built into the strip called the hook line. This line is designed to catch a possible false negative result, which can occur if a sample contains an overloaded amount of target allergen protein. In both positive and negative samples, the hook line should be revealed. If the hook line does not appear or is markedly faded, the sample should be rerun with a more dilute sample, such as an extra 1:9 dilution, until the hook line and test line are both strongly present. If further dilutions fail to increase the line intensities, please call Elution Technologies for help with troubleshooting the problem. The top line of the strip is the control line and must appear along with the hook line in all valid samples. The test line or bottom line of the strip reveals either a positive or negative result. Line means positive, no line is negative.